Yo, what's up guys, Daniel here, and today we're going to be unboxing the PlayStation 4 Pro. Now for those that don't know what this is, it's an upgraded PlayStation 4 with a better GPU, faster RAM, a better processor and all that. Main thing to note is that while Sony is advertising it as like a 4K gaming PlayStation 4, it's just overall a more powerful console, and some games will get upgrades to go along with it. Along with that, there's some differences with the controller, so let's go ahead and jump into the system so that we can kind of take a look. I don't have any fancy knives, so I'm just going to use my keys to open this real quick. That should be good. You can go ahead and slide this out. I was going to show the box, but I don't really think that the outside of this thing matters too much. It's literally just a picture of the system that you're about to see. So here we have PlayStation 4 Pro, and all the sides just say the same thing. Let's get this undone. So first up, we've got quick start guides. Nobody cares about. We've got, oh, that's all the paperwork. Cool. Then go ahead and boom. So this is definitely the system. So I will throw the paperwork out of the way. Put the system off to the side for a second while we slide out the other box. And it looks like there's more paperwork, although this is just talking about a free trial of PlayStation Plus and stuff that you get for buying a PS4. So we'll go ahead and do that. Here we have the power cable. Now, one thing to note, Sony has used the same power cable for a lot of their PlayStations. I know that with my PS4, I've used older power cables. This one is different. I'll do a close-up shot on this so that you guys can see more specifically, but it is a different power cable than what you would do on, or what you would use on the PlayStation 4. So you are going to have to switch out your cable. You can't just like unplug your PS4, plug this one in with all the same cables. So just wanted to mention that. Get that out of the way now. Next up is the micro USB cable for the controller. Just a regular micro USB cable. And then, what else do we have? Well, let's see. How's this open? We've got, similar to the original PlayStation 4, we've got the single earbud mic that you can use so that if you want to do voice chat, you can do that with this. And then we've got the controller, which I'll show in a moment because that is actually a little bit different. And last but not least is the HDMI cable. Let's go ahead and get that out of its packaging. And I can drop it. Good thing it's not important, otherwise I would have just pulled a Linus. But yeah, just a basic HDMI cable. Pretty straightforward as well. I don't see anything special. Not even gold-plated. Come on, Sony. Nah, gold plating doesn't really matter. And then we have the controller. Now, I know I mentioned this is different. It's not really. There is a difference. It's very hard to see, but you'll notice that when I do the close-up shot of this, the texturing ends earlier, and there is like a little... Let's see if it... Yeah, there's a little gap, and so I don't know if you guys can see it from here. If not, I'll just zoom in, or I'll do a close-up. But essentially, on top of the controller, there's a little gap in the touchpad. And what that's for is for the light bar to shine through. So it's not a separate light. It won't lower your battery life or anything like that by having this. But essentially what it's for is that when you're actually playing the game, you know, the light bar with all of the cool effects that developers can put in is actually useful now. So if it lowers with your health, you'll have that in your peripheral vision that you can see. Games like, you know, Grand Theft Auto, it'll flash red and blue with cops chasing you, all that stuff. So the light bar has gone from what was essentially a gimmick for non-VR games, and the whole reason that this is here is for VR. But it's gone from what was a gimmick to something actually useful. Other than that, from what I can see, it all looks pretty much the same. I don't use the normal black controller, so I don't know if anything looks really different. But it looks pretty much the same. now let's talk about the important thing. The reason that you're buying this. You're not buying it for the new controller. You can buy that separately if you want. Instead, you want the system. And this is quite a bit of a difference in look compared to the regular PlayStation. So let's take a look at this weird little Big Mac of a console. Here we have it. The PlayStation 4 Pro. It's got, let me take off the plastic that is covering this bay real quick. Hang on, it irks me. And there we go. So we have the PlayStation 4 Pro. You can see it's got layers right there. And I'll do close-up shots of most of this because it'll be kind of hard to see the way I'm doing the video. On the front, you've got power and eject. These are buttons, like actually on the front. Power and eject are both physical buttons now, no longer capacitive, which is nice. Other than that, the other cool thing is on the bottom, the feet are actually the PlayStation symbols, which I think is pretty cool. Let me see if there's anything else notable. Oh, just in case you guys were wondering, because if you saw PS4 Slim unboxings, you will know that it does not have optical audio. Yes, and again, I'll show this in a close-up, but the PlayStation 4 Pro does have optical audio. So that's very nice. I don't know why they ditched it on the Slim, but it is here. So, yeah, that's going to be it. So we have the system, the controller, cables, and paperwork. I'm going to go ahead and do some testing on this later today. Next video I post about the PlayStation 4 Pro will be how to do data transfer. So if you have a current PlayStation 4 and you're upgrading, you'll be able to see kind of how that all works in the process. There's also some testing I'm going to do, and I'll do test videos along with my full review. So make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss that if you are interested in any of that. And then also, make sure and like the video if you guys are interested in seeing some network testing on this, because supposedly the network card's different. And if you own a PlayStation 4, you know how bad the network card is in that thing. Even if you're doing wired data transfer, wired downloads, it can be a pretty awful experience. And I'm going to do some testing. I've heard it's better with this, but I've only seen, I haven't seen any real actual tests, so we'll do that. So thank you guys again for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.